Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back to your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Hedera and Hbar. So with that being said, I hope that you are all having a beautiful day or a beautiful night, wherever you guys are out there in the world. So let's dive on in. So the overall market has been pretty exciting so far, but we are just getting started, like I said. When we talk about Hbar, everyone wants to know what my price prediction is, what my exit strategy is around Hbar, and all that stuff. Before I fully go in depth into this video, I just want you guys to all understand that when we talk about price predictions, and any price predictions around the space for that matter, don't put too much weight on those prices. They are predictions. It's like predicting the weather, right? I could say, hey, a month from now, I think that it might rain on Monday. What do you honestly think the chances of it raining on that Monday, a month from now, would actually be? That's exactly how price predictions are. Nobody knows where this market is headed. But we can go in depth on a few things, break some stuff down, and come up with a possibility that is calculated based on previous cycles. So let's do that. And let's talk about a few things before we actually get to that point. So the number one thing that I want to address is the ecosystem acceleration. The Hbar Foundation has been investing a ton of money into great projects and players on the network to build out dApps and also expand the ecosystem. And as we actually look at this, it has been growing rapidly. I mean, this ecosystem is all funded by the Hbar Foundation, and it has been something to definitely watch for because it has been expanding rapidly, like I said. Now, obviously, as we do focus on that, where is the value in all of this? Well, the value comes from some of these things like SushiSwap, for an example, which is a decentralized exchange on Hedera, boasting significant numbers and actually breaking records in terms of volume, value, and even users coming over to the Hedera space. That's where the value lies for Hedera and even Hbar, because Hbar is powering everything on Hedera, and all of these things on Hedera are all powered by the network, which is a direct impact for Hbar as a token as well. Now, with that in mind, these are the funds that are currently on here: Crypto Economy Fund, Metaverse Fund, Payments and Fintech Fund, and also Sustainable Impact Fund. But one that's actually not labeled on here is the Privacy Fund. And recently in February, we just saw that from the Hbar Foundation, they're excited to announce that the Privacy Fund has expanded its focus into healthcare, now supporting developers building healthcare technologies in the Hedera ecosystem. Now, again, one thing that I'm really focused on is projects that actually have live use cases and are making a significant impact in the real world. Hedera has been doing that since 2021, and they have been expanding rapidly in just the last 3 years alone. All of that time, all of that effort, and all of that noise that they've been creating is not for nothing. They are going to be a big player this season. Everyone should keep a close eye on what Hedera is doing. Everyone should add Hbar to their watch list, because I do think it is one that everyone should at least have some exposure to, simply because of all of the noise and the moves that have been made by the Hbar Foundation, by Hedera, and they've been killing it. I mean, even if you go over to the Hedera account on X, or Twitter if you will, 300 and almost 31,000 followers. This has been climbing rapidly. I just remember when they hit 300,000 last year, so they have been growing tremendously. They've been making significant strides around the overall GC. They've been adding name after name after name, and they've been making significant strides around a lot of things in terms of open banking, tokenization services, DeFi services. It's, in my opinion, I do think that Hedera right now will be a top 10 giant in this next cycle. How do we get there? Well, it's simply by the overall substance that is here being marketed and hyped up. Now, does this require hype? Technically, no. But if you want to be a top 10 contender, you need marketing there. It's just like ADA, right? Back in 2021, from 2020 into 2021, there was a lot of marketing around ADA. That's what actually helped put ADA on the map, and that's actually what pushed ADA to the significant numbers that it did hit. The same goes even for Solana. VCs backed it, pushed it. Marketing was crazy for Solana, and that's where those numbers come from. And the same even goes for Dogecoin. So when it goes to the idea of, hey, how do we get into the top 10? Marketing. And Hedera has been marketing lately. They've been killing it. And there has been a ton of engagement on a lot of these posts. Like, for an example, February 28th with the new GC announcement of BitGo, 182,000 views, 1.4K likes, 608 reposts. So there is a ton of engagement here. Now, when we look at the GC, they are boasting some very, very prominent names, especially even around the retail sector. You don't even need to know crypto in order to know some of these names like Dell, Boeing. You have EDF on here, Google, LG, IBM, Hitachi. I mean, the list goes on and on and on here. And I think that this is something to also know. And big shout to Credible Crypto because he actually put this into perspective back in February. He said, pretty fair to say, in my opinion, that Hedera may be one of the most retail-friendly projects out there when it comes to marketing appealing to normies. And this is where I came up with the idea of marketing, right? All you really have to do is market this GC list to the retail sector and they will eat it up. We're not trying to pump our bags or anything like that, but I do think that if Hedera really kind of kicked it up a little bit in terms of marketing, it's game over. Top 10 is going to be achieved. We have people new to the space may not understand much, but what they can understand is instantly recognizable names like Google, IBM, Boeing, LG, Ubisoft, Dell, and more, all of whom are governing council members of Hedera. When retail joins the game after Bitcoin breaks prior all-time highs, there is no doubt in my mind Hbar will make its way to a top 20 coin in this space at some point in this cycle. And you know what? A lot of people are looking at this. Some people, they're kind of disgusted with some things that are happening around the space, specifically with the meme coins. For an example, Mickle_Web3 put out a post saying, my eyes hurt watching Doge with $25 billion in market cap and Shiba Inu with $20 billion in market cap. And then you have Hbar with only $3.9 billion in market cap. If you believe that meme coins should have more market cap than the most efficient DLT in the world, you don't understand the value of crypto. Big time opportunity. And also, if you are focused on technology in this space, this is a huge opportunity if you technically think about it, because we are at $3.9 billion in market cap. The upside potential on that is 10, possibly even 100x. And yes, I know that's $390 billion. Over time, we will get there. Not this cycle. Don't start thinking ahead. But I do see us getting to at least a $39 billion market cap. I could see that happening. With all of the substance behind it, with all of the retail friendliness behind it as well, I could see us hitting $39 billion. But let's talk about a few things. So the overall market for a lot of these meme coins, their market caps are already pretty insane. The number one thing that I've been watching for is going back in time to the historical snapshots. Now, most altcoins during 2021, right, topped out somewhere around April into May. So if we actually go back to April 4th, for an example, you can see some of these market caps, right? The top 10 was boasting almost $13 billion during this time in April. It was April 4th. If we go through this list, you can kind of see this list jumping around. You almost had, $20 billion at times. And then also going into May is when we start to see a lot of the big moves happening. This is when the top 10 actually hit almost $26 billion in market cap. In order to be a top 10 player, you need over $25.7 billion to your name in terms of market cap. And this kind of continued a little bit. It dropped around May. Like I said, May was the time where most of the altcoins were kind of done. They were dead. And then we had that summertime where pretty much everything was down in the dips. or dumps, if you will. And that's when you really want to actually kind of buy the dip. But then if we look into September, look at what ended up happening. You needed almost $30 billion in order to actually hit the top 10. And this is what I'm really kind of focused on, right? I'm focused on, and by the way, here you have $31.3 billion in order to hit the top 10. This is near the top of the market. Here's October 31st, 36.9, almost $37 billion to just hit the top 10. And this is October. This is like right at the top of the market, by the way. So again, you need a significant amount of market cap. Currently speaking, when we look at HBAR, it is sitting at about roughly 3.9 billion, fully diluted 5.8 billion. Still has a lot of upside potential in it. Even at 10x from here would still be a significant move, even off of the lows, by the way. When we look at HBAR, my price predictions here. So first off, the number one thing I'm focused on is all-time highs. We need to break the all-time high first. So this is the golden area, if we will. After this target is surpassed and we're in price discovery, we watch the next targets, which is $1, $2, and then $3. My price prediction for HBAR this cycle, and full transparency, I was wrong back in 2021. I was calling for a $3 to $6 HBAR back in 2021. And the reason for that is because if we go back into the beginning of 2021, and I guess it would be better for me to just go through here and go down to 2021. The reason why I was calling for a $3 to $6 HBAR is because if we go to the beginning of 2021, so we'll go to January 3rd, 2021. I don't even know if HBAR was on the map at this time, if I'm being honest. Or yeah, it was. So there was only 6.8 billion HBAR in circulation at that time. That's why I was calling for a $3 to $6 HBAR, because if we think about that, and I'm just rounding it to 7 billion, all right, at $3, that's a $21 billion market cap. Although, yes, that's a significant stride, it is still something that is a major potential in the middle of a bull run or an alt season. By the end of 2021, so like I said, during the end of the bull run, that's like November of 2021, we can see how diluted the overall supply became. So HBAR here at number 37 had 15 billion supply in circulation at the end of the year. So think about that. The supply went from sub 7 billion to 15 billion. So like I said, it ruined the overall potential that HBAR was going to go to. Because even at the high, because it hit like almost 60 cents, it would have went to $1 going off the original supply. But regardless, this time around, 67% of the supply is already out there. I do believe that HBAR could boast some significant numbers. If we go off of the all-time highs for some of these meme coins like Shiba Inu, for an example, this is 41, almost $0.2 billion. That's a 10, almost an 11x return, $1.23 for HBAR. Could I see this happening? Yes. But I'm looking at $1 first as just the initial target. I would be happy with just $1 on HBAR, if I'm being honest with you guys. When we look at Solana, all-time highs, 20.5x, $2.30. That's why I do think that $2 could also be tapped. Now, the way that I would do this, so this is full transparency, I would take my initial invested amount out at or near the all-time high. After that, I would take profits at significant levels. 75 cents, take a little bit of profit. It could be 10%, 15% of your bag, whatever you feel confident in. After that, $1, $1.50, $2, and then you can have that moon bag in case we actually go to $3. That way, you already took profits off the table. You're good. You paid yourself, and you don't have to worry about bag holding. Always make sure that you are taking profits along the way. It's a step right? You have to look at this as steps to the upside. You don't just hodl your bag to one target. That's how you get left bag holding. Any of these prices are possible. Even Dogecoin's all-time high is possible. 88, almost $89 billion. But the question is, does HBAR get to 88, almost $89 billion? We don't know. That's why I'm more so confident in the $1 to $2 range, but we could still hit $2 to $3 this cycle. It's possible. Fully dilute it, we're still talking about almost $150 billion in market cap, though, at $3. Now, I hate to be the one to bring up market cap, but you still need a significant amount of volume to actually push it to some of those valuations. But considering the fact that we know how big Hedera is, we know how retail-friendly Hedera is, we know all the substance behind Hedera, we know how big the Hedera name has become, I do believe that this could be a very, very big winner. I do believe that it could hit the top 10. And would it be crazy to think that the top 10, to actually get into the top 10 now, you would need a significantly higher market cap than just 30-some billion dollars? I believe that you would need a very significant amount of money. Because even if we go back to the top back in 2017, 2018, so most altcoins back in 2017, 2018 topped around the end of December. So I'm just going to go to December 24th for an example. So here you had $5.2 billion in market cap. This is near the top, right? Here is January 7th, right? The overall market cap for the top 10 was $11.3 billion. So comparing that to the all-time highs of 2021, you're talking almost about a 3x. If that is the case, to get into the top 10 this cycle, if we follow through with that, you're talking about almost 90 billion to just be in the top 10. With how significant this market is going to grow, I'm projecting $5 to $7 trillion for the global crypto market cap. It could go significantly higher. $90 billion for the top 10 doesn't seem that crazy to me. But even if we just hit the low numbers of 50 billion, we are still looking good for HBAR. Because even at a 41.2 billion dollar market cap, like Shiba Inu, you're talking about roughly $1.23 for HBAR. Now, fully diluted market cap, it's a little bit different, but I still believe that HBAR could hit anywhere between in that $1 to $2 range, with a high possibility of it topping before $3. Because I do think that getting to that $3 range, it's going to be a little bit more of a challenge for HBAR. So I'm more so dead set on the $1 to $2 range this cycle, and I know that that might not be the best thing to hear, but I'm being very conservative. Please put that into perspective when you are hearing me talking about price predictions. They're a dime in a dozen, guys. Price predictions don't hold that much weight. I'm being very conservative. I'm trying to think logically when it comes to HBAR and comparing it to some of these coins that are just all hype. There's not a lot of substance behind these coins. So it's not that crazy to think that HBAR could hit some of these high market cap projections, considering the fact that Hedera does have a ton of noise and a ton of substance behind it, and they have put in a ton of work to get to where they are at right now, and I do believe that that will pay off. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because I'm more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.